I'm disappointed in both of us. Ender, first look at Icebox on a professional match. What are you expecting?
Oh, honestly, I think the thing that is most interesting is the B site changes. A site saw a little bit of change over towards pipes, made it a little bit easier to play, and no more of that pixel angle on attack. But this B site has opened you up for so much, either playing and pushing deeper onto site, potentially even pushing Snowman with the change to the hut back behind fence. Like, you have a lot more variety that you can get in these site hits, and I think with both teams opting into double controllers as well, like, now you have the ability to cut off a lot of lines of sight on both sides. I think I'm expecting to see these Vipers throw down the standard B wall you're seeing out of the attacking side virtually every single round, because you know, having that as your default is just going to be stronger, and then Omen can sort of take care of your A smokes if the A hit is where you want to go. You can see 10's already playing up on pipes.
Yeah, it goes back to double controller conversation that Dust and Sasha were having on the desk. The guard on attack, working their way into A, and they've taken some space. They haven't. Okay, that's certainly going to help things. Side player, he's tagged up, he's beaten, he's battered, he's bruised, but he finds the opening that he's looking for as the guard managed to march through the defenses of Sentinels and establish control of A.
Round just kind of exploded right there. Sentinels sort of caught a little bit off guard. Utility not quite connecting there on the default spot, and Dapper just jumps down on his own. Saya player gets another kill. I think he was trying to swing at the same time. Double controller is going to be something that every team wants to run. I think one of the big things you're going to be losing in these comps is what's I gonna say? Is that Sage? That's the one. 6 Sage, anyone Sage, really using that wall to, you know, stifle post plant utility is something that could be lacking now. So playing post plants from very far away, learning your Viper lineups can maybe be a little bit more powerful. We'll see now guard working over towards B, trying to play those longer lines of sight. A quick kill out of Saya player who went for the Vandal. Now on start. Ooh. I love that. He can see right over the Viper wall wherever he wants off of yellow now.
Yeah, I was curious to see what this first hit would look like on this site, and Saya player, he's just making it all his own. Tens has to dash back. Saya player's still in a really good spot. Yeah, that's the thing I was about to say. The spike still hasn't gone down.
Take your time.
Looks like they're waiting for the wall to go back up, as it does, and now they can push forward. The paranoia comes out, tags 2, but Saya player, of course, just hits them all through the walls, through the smoke. Zoms falls eventually as the guard gets a 2.
Net get to a little bit more aggressively on the sites, so sometimes they'll just pump the plant, fake it, and then fight you, knowing that people are going to try and throw themselves through the Viper wall and take those fights without playing in that stuck position. But now they do have a couple of rifles here, as Net also decided to upgrade, and you can see with the early TPs if there are any early openings, Guard could find themselves in a very winning round.
Two players from Sentinels, backed by Yellow. The new revamped look.
Oh, they don't expect Dapper there.
No, absolutely not.
Oh no. They've pushed all the way up and still haven't cleared back Yellow. Look at this.
That's problematic. That's clean. Man, a Prime Gaming Flawless comes through. It doesn't get any easier than that.
Shaz is on that chamber, so it's not going to be long before he puts the op back in his hands and can get back into that op comfort zone.
Blade Storm out from side player at the beginning of the round. A heavy stack towards A. You see the smokes coming through. 10's perched up. He should get a decent spot depending on what shoulder is thrown first. The drone should give the position away. Yeah, and that pushes 10's off.
Right now, Guard have chamber trips just to guard the flank. All 5 players still working up over towards A, but 10's is trying to take some space back. Playing very close here. He can't even teleport out very easily. As I say, that Net goes ahead and TP's out, but there's 4 players already here from Sentinels to try and stall out this side hit.
And that's twice this round that we've seen 10's try to take an aggressive angle and get pushed off. Mind you, he almost got away with a kill on the Net there. But Sentinels seeming to double down. They want to go A.
Yeah, Jonah P just smoked mid, and that sort of culled a little bit of a rotation out. You can see 2 players left the site, and Saya player's already here with an early kill.
Blade Storm coming through and paying off in dividends. How much more can they find? Ned should be able to get the spike down. You've got Dapper, who's going to be on the slow flank, and he should be spotted through all of the utility that he's going to have to deal with. That's still alive. Side player, yeah, he's just waiting for the flank to come through, and it's all on to Dapper here in this 1v3. Now, side player and Trent are both weak. So there's a chance at this thing, and that's a big box to check. Not only does he get the kill, but he does so without taking any damage. But he's running out of time, Ender. He's going to have to go fast.
And there's 2 shock darts for Trent, right? So
right.
Dapper has the potential to put down a molly and sort of delay, but he's going to have to push for the kills. And yeah, he's out of time. He's just going to look for that. Gets a kill. Can't find Trent, though. And that's going to be GUARD taking their 3rd round. Open, and Saya player was able to get that entry, and the dominoes fell over pretty shortly after that.
I want to follow that shock dart to see that's the second time Trent drops an early shock dart at the beginning of the round from spawn. The first one was directed towards B, and that one towards middle, and you can see off of that they want to explore this area of the map. Side player, the tip of the spear. And the drone's not going to clear it. Yeah, it went down low. Only thing, if they hear it,
wow,
they'll have a beat on what's going on. Look at how far off Sick is playing, though. It's like he's expecting there could be pressure this way.
Oh, Sick falls off the angle at almost the perfect timing. Now, if he goes for the repeak, he's going to be walking into it himself.
Smoke, the spam. Sick. Dropping a little bit of his own. My goodness, the GUARD looks so good right now.
B main fight is still underway, though. And Sick playing underneath bridge, but Valen gets it. And look how patient Trent is, waiting for the blind before swinging out. It doesn't even hit, but you can see the coordination of the GUARD. The B site changes opened you up to play more, you know, of these split B hits through mid, through kitchen, as well as B main. And right there, the patience using the Omen smoke, something that you wouldn't have previously in a composition on this map to even help them flush Sick out of that kitchen position. It's just gorgeous stuff coming through from the GUARD, and they were able to play contact for so long that Sentinels didn't even know it was a B hit until it was far too late.
Yeah, there's really nothing that he can do here. So Dapper's going to wait out the rest of the round, hide out in his Viper's pit, and keep the rifle going into the next round. That should get the GUARD up to 4. A comfortable lead to kick off the second map.
Especially with already their A site hits have sort of fallen apart, just like straight up gunplay. You know, Sentinels haven't been able to fall back into, you know, using utility to stall at the plant. A lot of, you know, top teams on Icebox won't even necessarily fight you super aggressively on A all the time. A lot of the times they'll fall back, use Sovi util, Viper util to stall out the plant and bring some more players back to fire back against you. And that B pressure, that mid hold, is something they're going to have to be very, very mindful of, because you are very much incentivized to play through mid now. With the structural changes, you know, pushing under tube got much easier now that players on site can't hold that angle as aggressively.
Once again, going to explore what B site has to offer. No one playing back yellow this time, no sneakiness. Dapper a bit more aggressive, but he's finding the same results. He's already gotten 2 massive kills onto the GUARD, but net! Crept his way right through. Gives back a bit of his own.
And I don't know what Sick was looking at right there. It looked like they were trying to hold underneath tube or something, but didn't have the first angle to even hold that one. Hens does find Dapper's rifle.
He has no armor. He's got to be perfect. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it looked good for a second there. That might put I think he put that TP to try and get him on top of one of those boxes right there to play an angle where he can see over the Viper wall and fight Saya player if Saya jumps up towards yellow. But I like the Cypher set, or the chamber setup rather, for now. Unfortunately, Dapper is pushing forward and just falls, so now it is just the chamber here, and his first contact is going to be critical if Sentinels want to win this round.
The tour de force you mentioned at the beginning of the round. Not able to find an opener. He has to give some of the space back.
He has to fall.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't even have that position, that off angle on the TP. He's just going to peek out here aggressively, tastes the risk, almost gets a second one, but the site does belong to GUARD.
Viper's pit through. There's Jonah P looking at him, man, going in hot. And surely, I don't know, the Tense is expecting this, right?
Oh, Sick is. Oh my god.
Unbelievable. They're going to yank this thing right back. I don't know how else to get through this. That's playing backside. That's a great opener to kick things off. Still 3v2 in favor of Sentinel. Spike ticking away. You've got Zoms who's pushing in. On top of that, there's just so much Viper utility you have to get through. Maybe that buys enough time. Maybe that's just enough to get it back there on the net. 2 massive kills. Shazam's going to have to go even bigger. The 1v1, the tap, the decay. Headhunter, Valen just on the outside of it. He's not giving him anything. Now he's pushing his way forward. Valen lands the shots. IGL versus IGL, and
Looking through the pit there on the 1v1 versus Shaz too is so big, because Shaz had the right read for so much of that, but it took a little bit too long. Started not to trust himself, and that's exactly when Valen popped out of the smoke and was able to get that kill.
Ten's looking to get a little spicy with it with the Blade Storm. Testing the Waters tube. And the telly out. He's not going to give him a ton to look at. Aggressive guard already heavy towards B. You have some defenses here from Sentinels, but you don't have much as far as guns.
It's going to be hard. The way guard have been playing it, though, it hasn't really been to push too deep onto site, even just smoking off top heaven here, blinding out to try and get that plant down as well, but they're not committing that plant like they did earlier. They just get the shot from Saya, and now it's 5v4.
Dude, Saya continues to run rampant all over Sentinels here. And he's still alive in the round. There's still an opportunity for him to get some more. He got tagged up a bit, 14 HP. That's all he's got. But that seems to be just enough for Saya player. Sentinels now starting to consider how they reapproach taking the control of this site. Net's playing back, cleans things up. Sick with a nice one to trade back, but that's all it's going to be. Zombs with a stinger, no less. With way too much before him. The guard gets to 7.
Super well. And that's put them in a lot of difficulties. And I think that maybe if they can bring those fights on their own terms a little bit more, like you can see with Tens pushing up towards pipes themselves. And yeah, I love the observers. They heard you a few rounds ago.
They did. You guys are the best. Thank you. And it's important not just to see what it is he's trying to do, but that there was adaptation from Sentinels. They've moved that utility so that it doesn't get cleared out at the beginning of the round.
Good play from them, and Dapper taking that forward peek. He's gone forward before and got upped in the face. Now all of a sudden, oh, Doms just barely jukes the last shot of the Hunter's Fury, and Tens is going to swing around the corner. Oh, he's so stuck.
Yeah, there was really no way out. Sick, though. Finding some openings, and Zoms still back sight. Dodged the first Hunter's Fury. Lived long enough to get a kill. Net with the tour de force. Oh, what is it going to look? There are two right there.
He knows there's a
Saya
team. He's
player
like,
has it
no!
Zoms! His flank was left uncovered. Oh, the second shot comes out from Net. 11 HP. Saya player with the Blade Storm. Dapper's left alone in this 1v2. He's now shown up to the side, and it may be a bit too late. The thing is, the spike still hasn't been planted, and it does not matter as the guard get to 8. Timing on that was nuts because Shazam was up in heaven, right? He just found enough of an opening to sneak in and get the pick on to Zoms. Here's the ult coming through early on.
How many times is he going to push B main, though?
Jonah P stuck it. Look at that. He's behind enemy lines. It's just pistols on the side of Sentinels. But the pressure that they're applying is nuts.
And look, because of the change to hut, Jonah P can just play back here. He has no worries about, you know, getting spammed through that hut. No, it's a full-on block. And it's him isolating the fight.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that ain't good. That ain't good.
No, it's not. 2 pistols left for Sentinels. Make that one. It's Tens against the world with the Sheriff. And it's kept back. A Prime Gaming Flawless comes through for the guard. We keep waiting.
Like, fairly, like, the same thing. Repeating it over and over. Now Dapper has ult. It's going to be a 410 or a Pipes ult, right? Like, that's what he does on the Viper. It's fairly readable if you are the guard. The guard last time didn't decide to fight into it. This time, maybe they do.
Ender Trent shot out.
Oh, they fight over it. What is that?
Trent shot out an early shock dart again towards mid. Didn't clear any of the utility. And I wonder if they go back towards mid, they may have a bit more to deal with than they would like. You mentioned the Viper's Pit at the beginning. The guard, they feel things out, right? Like they poke, they prod a little bit. But it does look like they might want to go mid here.
Yep. 6 got the drone from Pallet. He's able to hold the cross under tube as well, though now he's given up his position. Guard are going to expect him to be playing around mid. And there's still this op in Shaz's hand. He's the guy that has to stop the push. But it all falls apart when you lose mid. You're opping back yellow. Yeah, you have a TP, but you can't TP safely. You're just stuck back here, and you're blind.
All of the options for Sentinels just continue to get taken away. As the guard have seemed to have had their numbers. Zoms once again swings out, not able to find any success.
All right, Doug.
To back Prime Gaming flawlesses.
Maps. Sentinels have not gotten value out of their op play. And it's not because Sentinels, you know, Tens or Shaz are playing poorly. No, it is because Guard don't let you op. They scout out, they don't walk into the op, and when they do not walk into the op, they're using utility to clear you off the angles. Tens didn't really get to have fun in the ops, shutting down the attacks on defense, on bind, and now Shaz has not been able to find that high value other, and it's because of the way Guard are so disciplined with their peaks, almost never dry peeking.
Trent spotting Zombs, and he's got to get out quick. A shock dart in his lap. Narrow sidestep as you see the paranoia coming through. Guards starting to push their way forward. There's a whole lot here, man. It's good on Tens to get one. 4 falling, and the Viper's Pit comes through. Full control of A.
Spike planted.
No saves here. Last round of the half, we got to do something. It is not going to be easy. Saya players guarding the flank, knocks that one down. And Sentinels are going to go into the second half in a miserable position, just about to fall into the lower bracket.
Shaz with the tour de force, not understanding that there's literally everyone just on the other side. Shazam falls, sick. Does as well. I don't know that anyone...
9 last week, they took a map. It was close. Then it got out of hand. Now today, they are crushing Sentinels. The other names that wait them, V1. Optic, LG potentially now, and of course Cloud9. Already things are off to a fantastic start as Sentinels are the first name they're putting on the list, and Trent takes down Shaz as well.
And Ender, I cannot possibly stress the importance of this pistol round enough. My goodness, it's already a 5v3. The Guard are going to be on 12. Sentinels have no choice but to force. And
they're getting
destroyed just like that?
And this is not Guard playing the map geniusly. This is Guard fragging Sentinels. 1v1s aplenty, and Guard have gotten all of theirs. And add another one to the tally.
Is this how it happens?
Versus NRG, versus Knights, versus Rise. Teams, you would put them above. And then they lost to Optic. They got 2-0'd by version 1. Sentinels were on top of NA last year. And now... I don't think you can say the same. New teams have arrived to replace them, and the Guard are certainly doing it here on Icebox.
Not done quite yet, but they can taste it. Victory just on the other side. And there are only 3 players. Make that 2. Standing between the Guard and a 13-1 win on Icebox and a 2-0 sweep of Sentinels in the opening round of this playoff tournament. And as quickly as it started, it ended. I want to say in the last 4 or 5 rounds of the series, Ender, there were Prime Gaming, but there were flawless rounds, right? It was that bad, right? Let's take a look at it one more time because that was over very quickly.
Look, all I'm saying